Okay, all right, people. So that's that. Let's get into the second show of the night. I don't know if we have a clip. If we do, roll it.
For what? Was WandaVision?
WandaVision? No, we
We
don't.
don't have to.
Oh, okay. I thought he said that.
No,
he
that
had
was
a-
for next week.
He has a
The
next
two
week
part.
clip. That
Yeah,
is
next
my
week.
bad. My bad. So we're into WandaVision episode 4. This is the episode. Well, go ahead. Who's doing the recap?
I'm just gonna do a quick
Shoot.
recap. So, episode 4, we interrupt this program, and it definitely was an interruption. Monica Rambeau, tasked with a special assignment regarding sentient weapons, goes missing. So you open up with her materializing back into the world or whatever. She eventually goes to Sword with I think that was like a division that her mom had built up or something. She goes to Westview to look into a missing persons case, and she hooks up with Wu. And then she goes into, Westview. She disappears. And then it just kind of unfolds from there. So passing the mic to you, Sid. I didn't watch it yet. Okay. Yes. Sid, you on mute.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Nat, for stopping by. All right, this is the episode that everybody's been waiting on. People have been confused and don't know what the hell this show is about. And they finally say, okay, folks, this is the episode where we're going to give you we're going to put the show on pause and explain to you guys what the hell is going on. And I thought it was excellent.
I was so happy. I was so excited. Oh my God, it was so
It
good.
felt like we were watching, an Avengers film.
Avengers, yeah.
Yes.
It felt like we were watching an episode. And I'm like, kudos, because we really didn't have Wanda in it at all. Like, she had the little snippets.
Yeah.
But we got reintroduced to Agent Wu from the Ant-Man films, and Marcy or Darcy? Darcy
from Thor.
Darcy from the first two Thor movies.
Yep, Dr. Lewis.
Put some respect on her name.
Yes.
Dr. Lewis. And we got the backstory for Monica.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was so excited. So first of all, they opened up, and I loved how they opened up because we had the Avengers Endgame and everything, and people returning, but we didn't really see it. And so they opened up with everybody returning from the blip, like somebody just comes in front of you and then slams, like people just coming back exactly where they were. And I was like sitting there like in awe because it answered so many questions that I had that was left hanging in between the last two movies.
Yeah.
I just loved how they interweaved Monica's story into the actual Avengers Endgame movie. And so she comes back, she's been missing 3 years, right? And so when she comes back, she thinks she's only gone 20 minutes. And she's like, well, where's my mother? And they're like,
well, no, she doesn't think she's gone. She just woke up.
She woke up for 20 minutes. She's like, where's my mother? And they're like, your mother died 2 years after you went missing. You've been gone for 3 years. And she's like what? It took me a second to figure out what was happening. And I was like, oh, snap, it's the blip. Like everybody is returning.
Yeah, when she went outside, then I realized it was the blip.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening when she came back.
Right. When she came back, I didn't know. But when I saw like her bumping into people that just reappeared in the hallway, I was like, oh.
And we didn't get that until we saw a snippet of that in Spider-Man 2 when they showed people coming back there. So this is the first time within Marvel proper that they've done it.
Right. Yeah, just how they developed her story. And like I said last week, just how the weaving it into to WandaVision is brilliant, and it's perfectly done. It really is. So it's like now we understand Monica, who she is, what her role was, why she, what her role was when she was in Westview. All of that is explained in this episode. It satisfied like every part of your like, okay, what's happening? Why is this? It just put a period on a lot of things, I felt like. But it was, I was glued to the TV, like, what's next? What's gonna happen? Oh, with that. And Dr. Darcy Lewis is hilarious.
Hilarious. I forgot how much I missed her. Like, yes. I love the connected universe. I love it.
Yes.
Wait. Please, can we give Brian the floor?
Oh God, yes.
Please, Brian. Come, Brian. Your facial expressions.
I've been drinking this WandaVision Kool-Aid for a second and haven't been enjoying it. This is the first time, finally, I loved it. Because it finally came together and it started answering a lot of the questions that I was having from the first 2 episodes. It took me out of the whole 70s, 20s, whatever theme that they were giving me and really started explaining the story.
Patience.
And I told you I was in it. I didn't leave, but I really loved this episode. I loved how they tied everything in for all the reasons that all you guys said. So I had no issues with this episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I stayed awake because normally the first 2 episodes I normally napped, or 3 episodes I napped, and then
it's only a half an hour.
Yeah. It was too slow. It was too slow. It was just too slow. But this really had me engaged, and I'm ready for more because now I'm understanding what's starting to happen here.
Yeah, the foot's on the gas now. Here we go.
Remember, I don't really know this story, so this is all new to me. Their story.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it gave us a recap, or it put a closure on it for me, on Maria Rambeau and her story. And so we got to learn that she created, or was one of the main creators of the SWORD agency. Like the other agent was pivotal in creating
Shield. I forget his name.
Penny. No, the woman. Penny. In the box. Agent Carter.
Yeah.
Agent Carter.
Oh, yes.
Right. Agent Carter was pivotal in SHIELD. And now we learn that Monica was the one behind SWORD. And then she always believed that her daughter and the blip people would come back. So she implemented a rule that if you were a space traveler, that you would be earthbound for a period of time so you can get readjusted.
Right.
And so I was happy that we got closure on that. And this is setting up her eventually becoming, I don't know what they're going to call her, because in the comic book, she was named the first Captain Marvel before Carol Danvers, but after Marvel. And she's gone on to have multiple names. She had the Photon name that her mom has. She has Spectrum, I believe is what she's called now in the comics. But she's one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel universe, and her powers is energy manipulation. And so which probably will make her immortal. But hopefully we'll see her evolve into that in the film, not so much in this. Go ahead.
So I have a question, right? So, obviously Monica gets pulled to Eastview? Parkview? Westview. She gets pulled to Westview because she's taking this drone, right, to Agent Wu, because they want to see there's a missing persons case, right? And the police officers are like saying there's no Westview, standing under the sign of Westview, right? So
they're being manipulated as well.
Right, they're being manipulated. So then I was wondering, obviously Agent Wu couldn't go in because he said, I feel like it doesn't want me to go in, right? But then when Monica puts her hand in, she's stuck in. So I was trying to figure out what's the difference between her and Agent Wu? Like, why was she allowed to go in and not Agent Wu?
We'll see. I don't see that. I don't look at it as the fact that Agent Wu wasn't allowed. Agent Wu didn't attempt. He had a feeling that it didn't want him in, but he didn't attempt to go in. Right. Because you see later on when we discover that the beekeeper from the last episode was an agent in uniform going in. And so you could go in because you can send drones in. You can go in through the top view or you can go in underground. Right. It's just that he didn't attempt to go in.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I definitely loved seeing, Agent Wu from Ant-Man and Dr. Thor. Like I was just literally smiling at just the characters crossing those. So I thought it was
great. I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was a lot of fun to see those characters intertwine. And I just thought that they did they've been doing, despite my feelings for the first 3 episodes, they've actually been doing it's really done very well. Mm-hmm. And you can't take that away from the series at all. It's excellently done. Directed, acted, production, like everything is just excellent about it. So, it's just good to see those characters intertwined in the show.
Oh, yeah. A couple things I was happy that we learned. So we learned that Jimmy Woo was talking to Wanda through the radio at the pool party. Mm-hmm. Then when Wanda is talking to, Monica, she's like, what did you say? She's like, oh, you are trespassing and from the outside and I want you to leave. Like, so she's trespassing in her world. So she had to go. But did you notice when Vision first walked in that he was dead? So she is using the dead corpse.
Yes. You found that out. That she, unlike everything else, like she created the world. Right. And the people in the town already exist. So she just transformed them. So Vision is the only thing that she is animating. Mm-hmm. Right. And so she didn't create him. So it's gonna be it's gonna be questionable whether he's gonna be able to survive outside.
Right.
Because she is, even though she created him and is manipulating him, she sort of gave him sort of his own autonomy within the world that he can be Vision, even though she is puppeting him. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I don't think I don't see how that can last outside.
Right. Created.
Right.
And then, go ahead, Lydia.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and then obviously at the end, Monica is kicked out and she's on the ground and she realizes and she just starts saying, it's all Wanda. It's all Wanda. Mm-hmm. Like learning, like
that we think that she thinks.
Right.
We don't know if it's all Wanda.
Right. We don't. Yes, you are right. We don't know.
Yeah, this is a stretch from what we know of Wanda thus far from all the films. She didn't know how to do what she's doing now. And so they have to explain how she's able to create this universe. And so it's the chatter online is that she's being helped by someone or some entity. So it's not, so we don't know the level of her control within this.
Okay.
And that's that is the question. But I felt like through the films, you saw her power. She was, as we went along, she was able to control it better. She was able to do better. So I just felt like, oh, this is just another level. Maybe she's gotten to this point now where she is able to do it. And that's just me, thinking about, theories, how she doing this? Is she being helped or, that type of thing?
Well, keep in mind, this is directly after Endgame.
That's my thought.
So she hasn't had that much time to go explore and develop her powers. This is still the same Wanda right after Endgame.
Right. But she still developed them to a certain point by the time Endgame came. That's the only reason why I was like, oh, maybe she just, maybe, I don't know, maybe she just developed her powers even more or whatever.
And maybe there's also an emotional aspect to her powers.
Of course.
Yeah. So because of after Endgame and all of the trauma, Infinity Wars and Endgame, and knowing that Vision is dead, this could have, boosted is the wrong word, but kind of, boosted her powers a little bit more because of the emotions that she's experiencing. Because when we watch WandaVision, we see how her emotions with labor affect the environment.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Well, one thing that, we've seen her. We were introduced to her and her brother because of the loss of their parents. So she's dealing with that. Then she loses her twin brother. We're dealing with that. Then she loses Vision. We're dealing with that. But what they haven't addressed on the show is the reason why she's called Scarlet Witch is because she comes from a line of witches. She's a mutant with the born ability because of, in the comics, her biological father is Magneto. Right. But from her mom's side, she comes from witches. Okay. And so they haven't really tapped into that side yet. Okay. And so I'm wondering if they're going to introduce witchcraft and witch and mysticism because of Doctor Strange connection, along with her Mind Stone or Reality Stone based power.
Right. I love this. I absolutely love it. There's just so many things intertwined with the story. Mm-hmm. And I just love how, it's all just, intertwined with one another.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. We just learned at the top of the show that it's going to be a double episode next week. So I'm super excited.
Can't wait.
Yes. Okay. So let's rate it. Brian.
Oh, sorry.
No, Lydia.
Oh.
I mean, Lorena.
5. Boom.
Lydia.
I'm
gonna have to give it a 5.
I give it a 4.5.
That's good. You're bringing it up.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Takes a lot for me to give anything a 5. 4.5.
Okay.
Right.
That's what I was like.
Lorena, you're easy. You give everything 5.
No, you was giving stuff 5s before we was watching over the. Go ahead, Sydney.
Because I thought those were 5s.
I don't remember what was better than this, but okay.
It's his 4.5. That's what he did.
It's 4.5.
Yeah, we allow people to have their own opinions.
Yeah.
Right, and we don't manscape on this show.
We don't
mansplain. You know this group. This group. Don't let you slip up.
Yeah, Brian changed the words in a minute.
I didn't say manscape earlier. No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yes, you did, Brian, earlier.
No, it wasn't scape, I said.
We can rewind the tape.
We can rewind the tape.
Thank you, Heather. It's
all good.
Okay.